Right edition, hey, you have the right to hear about the right, and the right is about the left. You don't want us to have a right, right on. Hey, how's that for a grand opening? The left-wing press, that'd be the mainstream press. I mean, they have an agenda. They want us all to hear things that ain't right. Then politically, right is right and left is wrong. How's that for a preamble? Because if you're with us now, we're going to share common sense with you. For instance, here's an American citizen who says he can't get a job. So he's on government assistance. Imagine that. Hey, who would have darn known it, thunk it, etc. A socialist market is one where there's a socialized risk and privatized profit. I could really add to that, but that does say it all pretty much, doesn't it? They're only socialists because they can afford to be, and the American definition of socialism is let's all be equal as long as I have more. Doesn't sound very fair. In Britain now, they've had this big open door policy thing going on now for probably 60 years. It's socialized everything. Come on to our country. Doesn't matter where you're from or what color you are, etc., whether you work or don't want to work. Who cares? Come on, we'll give you free everything. So they've been coming and coming and coming, and now, for instance, just singling out one piece of their population, which is the Muslim population, the prison population of Muslims now just hit 11,000 inmates. 11,000. The cost of feeding and housing, let alone trying in court and so on, and all of the pain that has been caused to the innocent people. Criminals hurt innocent people. That's kind of their agenda. 11,000 of them in prison. Wow and double wow. Who would have darn thunk it? Yesterday, I spoke about in Canada, about the temporary foreign worker program that was to ensure Canadians that they are now given the first chance at available jobs. And then I went on to say about how there's a commission paid to lawyers, and we had so many emails, people saying, what is it you mean? I didn't give it very much time. Here's the drill. Back in the John Christian days, when he was the prime minister, a liberal prime minister, just before he left, he and his justice minister, who was the deputy prime minister, a lot of verbiage here, passed a new law saying that lawyers would get a commission if someone was accepted into Canada. So if an immigrant, say, pick a country, South Africa, England, any country, comes to Canada and fills out all the forms, and they become a citizen, or they get into the country, not even a citizen, just a landed immigrant, they pay their fees to the immigration lawyer, but in addition to that, the lawyer who handled it gets a commission. And guess who is a lawyer? That'd be Christian, and this Anne McClellan. Her office, for instance, does dozens and dozens of immigration deals monthly. They're making tens and tens of millions of dollars, some firms monthly, off the backs of the Canadian taxpayers. How do you feel? Maybe you write a letter to your member of parliament, or even your MLA, even the Pope, somebody, and ask for a little bit of justice. That would be kind of cool. This has nothing to do with nothing. This next topic, I'll share with you anyway. The original Batmobile just recently sold for about $5 million US. I think it was 2.9 million pounds in Scottsdale, Arizona at an auction sale. 48 years after it kind of onto the market, and at that time it was sold to a fellow for $1. And the guy that just recently bought it at the auction, his name was Rick Champagne. That kind of goes with it. Hey, let's celebrate. A liberal recently called another guy that I know a hypocrite about abortion. They were talking about abortion and capital punishment, and the liberal said, you're in favor of capital punishment, so it's okay to kill people, but you're not in favor of abortion, so you don't want to kill people. What's your point? I listened to all this for a while, and I thought, hold it, he's comparing convicted criminals, capital punishment, to innocent children, abortion. And I thought, you know what, how do you even argue with anyone like that? I don't get it. I immediately turned it around in my mind, and I said, you believe in abortion, but you don't believe in capital punishment. Maybe you're the hypocrite because of the innocent and the convicted and so on. I mean, I could talk about that all day long, about the mix-ups in people's brains. And the same guy, by the way, doesn't believe, or also doesn't believe, in self-protection. He thinks that you better phone a policeman if somebody has a gun and they're about to murder you and they're knocking people off in front of you. Just call a cop. Don't try to help anybody. They continue to walk among us. Just share, let me tell you about a stupid thief file. He was an 18-year-old boy. His name was Charlie Merriweather. He broke into a home in northwest Baltimore. This actually passed last week, and he raped the woman who lived there. He ransacked the house, and when he discovered that she only had $11 in cash, he said, "Hey, how do you pay your bills?" And she said, "By check." And he said, "Well, write me a check. How much is in your account?" She said, "I have $130 in my account." "Write me a check." She says, "Who do I make it payable to?" He said, "Charlie Merriweather." She said, "Fine," wrote the check out. Now he went into the bank and cashed it. They arrested him, put him in jail where he belongs. He belongs in a bigger house with padded cells as well. Capital punishment, too, also comes to mind. Let me end today with a story. Are you ready? Here it comes, a recent article in the Kentucky Post. Am I talking too fast? If I am, there's a CC down here on our web screen. All you do is press that, and verbiage, scrolling verbiage can come up if you press and walk through it, and then you'll understand what I'm saying. But anyway, back to this recent article in Kentucky. It said a woman has sued St. Luke's Hospital. After her husband had surgery there, he lost all interest in sex. The hospital spokesperson, though, said in court, "But, Your Honor," when he came in, all we did was correct his eyesight. Yeah, I'll come back tomorrow. We're going to work for you from the right. See ya.